Well, guys, no, this is not VOD. Got a pretty special big announcement related to SPUD and the guild. And we haven't had one of these on WP2 for ages. What with all the VOD spam lately, with Game of the Day before that, a PvP focus around that time too. It was the last big event, actually, when I last used the channel to talk about the guild. But the guild is still a big thing. The guild does still have a lot of exciting different things going on. And probably the biggest shake-up the guild's had since the opening of the second branch is going to be going forward very soon. The Games Master's been working very hard on it, deliberating, talking a lot about how we'll do it, and I want to share that with you all now because we are go. So we're calling it the Great Purge here. I kind of don't like this term. I never really contributed feedback-wise to this because this sounds so negative. It's not a negative thing that's going on whatsoever here, okay? So, subheading, the reorganization of SPUD, half, and EU NA splits, alright? So, this is going to be happening on the 1st of June, alright? Hello, Spuddies. We got the leaflet that the GMs have written up. Today, we're announcing some changes to the way two in-game guilds of the SPUD community are organized. As you may know, with the release of Path of Fire, we started a second branch of the in-game guild, the SPUD Club 2. This was due to the first guild, the SPUD Club, being maxed out with 500 members most of the time, and also because of the release of a new guild hall, the Windswept Haven, that we wanted to slowly build up. And indeed, if you guys have been watching the streams, you'll know that most weekends I get in there, we proc another upgrade, and we've been slowly building. We've almost got all of our buildings to the big sort of next tier up now, and I think after that there's only further exploration left on that hall. They go on to say, over the past months, member of SPUD 2 built this hall up, reaching level 19 with all major building restorations. Oh, we have all of them now? I thought that we still had one major building restoration left to finalize. Anyway, just like the first one, SPUD 2 was also a cross-region guild, giving players on NA and EU the opportunity to participate. Okay, so what you have to understand, guys, is before this video, SPUD has been structured such that we had two guilds, and in both guilds, it's 50-50 EU NA. So if I went to SPUD 1 and I typed, hey guys, do you want to help me make a video? The odds are someone would say, yeah, I'll come WP. And then I say, all right, what region do you play on? And it turns out they're not on my region. So it's like a waste of time. That wouldn't just happen for me, but that would happen for everyone in the guild. And the same in the SPUD Club too. Sadly, they say, this also meant that the in-game side of our community was split into 4 parts. Yeah, so you got the NA portion of SPUD 1, the EU portion of SPUD 1, the NA portion of SPUD 2, and the EU portion of SPUD 2. So we've got a potential player base of 1,000 people. But if you go to any guild and you want to do something for a realistic player, you've only got, like, at max 250. And that's assuming all 500 are on the roster at the moment, and all 500 are online in your guild. And that's obviously not what's going on, right? Especially for NA, where we have a slightly heavier EU slant in the guilds. That means that NA people find it so hard, especially like off-peak, to find a group to play with because we're splitting across so many different ways. So, with the second guild hall being at a decent level now, we decided to reduce this split from 4 parts to 2 in the following very simple way. SPUD 1 will become the EU guild, SPUD 2 will become the NA guild. So this in general should be way healthier for the community because our members won't have that constant plaguing issue of trying to team up and then finding that they can't. You know, if you're looking for one person to play with, it's a problem. If you're looking for 5 people, the odds that someone tries to join who's not even on your region was so high. And over time, that just burns people out and makes them feel like there's not anything to get out of the guild. There is one downside that we've all been worried about and we wanted to delay for as long a period as possible. And that's this. Originally, it was essentially SPUD 1 was the old guild and had the bigger amount of decorations, but little else. SPUD 2 was the new guild and was potentially the more active one as well because it revolved around the new expansion. SPUD 2 would offer you that sense of camaraderie as we built something together, but, and here's the important bit, SPUD 2 didn't have a lot of decorations or a built-up hall at all. So, when we originally invented SPUD 1 and SPUD 2, we let you pick which one you were more favored for. And if we just said EUNA at that time, well, that would have felt horrible. What if you're an NA player that loves decorations? You're now being told you can't be a part of the big decoration guild. And let's be real, that's going to feel super goddamn shitty. However, all of that said, the GMs and myself, we do hope that basically time has been on our side. You might be thinking, okay, well, why now then? And, well, here's the thing. As time has passed, lots of things have shuffled. For example, SPUD 2 now has a fairly reasonable decoration cushion, and people have scribed in that guild. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near SPUD 1, which is one of the best decoration guilds in the entire freaking game. But it's better now, and the guild in general has its buildings and things that have built up too now, so it doesn't sting in that regard either. And also at the same time, if you were in SPUD 2 because you cared about that Path of Fire focus, well, that's waned off anyway since the expansions got older. So what we're hoping here is those hard and fast boundaries that originally existed and we'd originally envisioned have actually worn and the gap has closed now to a point where it doesn't justify the issues we create for people by splitting the guild in 4 ways instead of 2. That's the thinking, that's why now, and yeah, we've decided to go for it, and that's the split. All the other stuff about the structure of the guilds will be the same. I, myself, will still be in both guilds. The way the chat works between guilds anyway means that's not been an issue in the past. I doubt it will be in the future. I do swap all the time, frankly, now, whenever it comes to casting and swapping to different tournament regions and things. So I'll still have that presence. Funds are still split across the guilds. Events are still hosted by, you know, all of that stuff's the same. It's just where we put the players. All right, so that's the plan. But you might now be wondering, as a member of SPUD, or as a prospective new member of SPUD, what do I do to make sure I go to the right guild? Let's say you are an EU person in SPUD 2 right now, and you've got to swap over to the other branch, right? Well, to do that, you can message a GM. So they say this, you can migrate between guilds and assign your in-game region. Simply message a GM, either in-game or on Discord, it doesn't matter which, and just tell them your account name and what region you play on. And then they'll do the rest from there. Basically, there's a rank in SPUD 1 for EU, and there's a rank for NA in SPUD 2 to keep track of who's who and who still needs to be shuffled around. If you're a Sprout, which is our introductory rank, like you've just joined but you've not done anything with the guild, so you're not really a full member kind of thing, we won't give you the temporary rank thing, but we'll still put you into the right guild, right? Go to an event, ideally, and then you'll get the SPUD rank after that, and you'll be done. So why is that important? Because at the same time, by doing this, we're going to identify all the people who obviously aren't active right now, people who zerged to the game with POF and then left. There's quite a lot of those in the rosters, and so if you're not watching this video, if you're not in Discord chat, if you're not in in-game chat, you're not going to know any of this is happening. And so it's going to function as a clean out for the guilds. I actually anticipate here, guys, that the guilds full size is going to be a lot lower right now, a lot lower, just because we're quite far away from the release of the next expansion and the previous, and we're in that like middle zone between Living World releases right now. So it's really going to be a much more tight-knit community as soon as this is done. So they say, yeah, there's basically every now and then we make sure that everyone who's in the guild is actually active in the guild, so there's space and for new people to come in, and it's actually a healthy environment. So this is all happening Friday the 1st of June. Everyone, if you haven't assigned yourself and sorted this out by the 1st of June, that gives you all the way through May and the end of April here. On this day, everyone who doesn't have one of those special ranks where they're supposed to be an EU or NA, they're going to get kicked. That will be the purge. And everyone else will just go back to Sprout if not. So this last paragraph here just specifies, in case you're not sure, if you are a SPUD right now, as in you're a proven member of the guild, but over the next 2 months, you don't tell any GM what region you're supposed to be in, you will also get kicked, just because we won't know where you're supposed to be. But the second that you realize that's happened, you'll get your re-invite for free. You won't have to do the event and stuff, and you'll be able to come back in. And that grace period will be available to you all the way till the 1st of July. So honestly, you've got months and months and months just to send a single message and say, hey, I want to be in this region or this region, okay? So yeah, we even have, thanks to Anve, who did the amazing bot in Discord and other useful automation things, a method of checking everyone's old ranks before we send out the invites and stuff, so you don't have to attach proof that you've done things in the guild before. We have like a long-term record of that now, which is really badass. And that's it. I hope you have a great time with SPUD and you enjoy playing with your fellow NA/EU Spuddies. So hopefully that will make sense to you guys. That is what's coming up. Remember, it's all triggering the 1st of June. What does this mean? If you are already in the guild, send a message to a GM about which region which guild you want to be in. SPUD 1 is EU, SPUD 2 is NA. If you don't know how to do that, you can click the link in the description of this video to go to Discord, and the GMs are listed there very easily. You just throw them a message. It is honestly so easy, guys. Even if you don't know who those people are, you can find out by just one click and have access to talk to them in one click. And we can do fancy fun things with the guild halls and stuff as well. This should make pugging and holding tight-knit communities within the guilds much, 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 much better. And hopefully should be a better way for us to organize the whole thing. It's been brewing in the background for so long. Pretty much every guild video you've seen I've ever done on WP2, I've alluded to this. And so yeah, there we go. Hopefully the GMs could be watching the comments and things if people have questions. And that's about it really, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you are looking for a community, we are desperate for more people, because I can guarantee you a lot of our members won't notice this video, won't be active enough in chat, won't be active enough in Discord, and the guilds are going to slim down a lot. So if you're looking to, maybe you've been a member of SPUD before, but you felt it was too big and vibrant, you'll probably find it's going to be in a little bit of a different place as soon as this goes through. So if you're excited at all, we are recruiting. We are, and we would love you to join. There'll be a link in the description for that too. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.